I like mofongo with pork belly.
Mofongo. What is that?
Mofongo is a traditional dish, Dominican dish, and if you give me 1 second, I will show you here something real quick. It's prepared in something like this.
Okay.
And this is real wood, gorgeous.
It's like a pill crusher.
To our
A
listeners,
pill crusher. No.
it is wooden and looks like a chalice, right?
Yeah.
What's a chalice? You think our listeners know what a chalice is? I don't know what a chalice is. What the heck's a chalice? It looks like a cup and a miniature baseball bat. It's a wooden cup with a miniature baseball bat, listeners. That's what it looks like.
There is a podcast in Iowa, Farm4Profit was named by they. Faith stirred up a banker near, then quick came an auctioneer. Making profit was their first goal, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go. These formats shook us to our core. With Farm4Fun, you will not snore. The banker set all mics to on, and the moment of podcasts was born. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go. Before we knew, conversations grew, growing corn even said F you. So won't you join Tenor, Dave, Corey, and crew? Please like, share, review. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go.
Hey, listeners, welcome back to the Farm4Profit podcast. This is Tanner Winterhoff.
This is Corey Hillebo.
And this is David Whitaker.
We are rocking a Farm4Fun episode this week. We appreciate all the suggestions that you guys send us for guests and topics, but if you are brand new, this is different than the episode you would have heard last week, which we consider Farm4Profit. That focuses a little bit more on the business side of things. We're going to kick back and have a little bit of a party today.
This is our first in studio since our trip down to Louisville, so it's kind of nice to get back here, and it's always nice to get back home.
It is. Yes, I wouldn't disagree with you one bit. I loved being down there, but I also love being home.
Yep.
And we loved our partners down there too. Of course, we had Souk Up, and our partner today that's our listener review is BW Fusion. They're always good. They're bringing that edge of the field back to the center with the BW 360 soil and tissue program, and they're taking real-time results and focusing it on ROI. That's what they do. So we sure appreciate their partnership.
Yep. Just a reminder, if you sign up 500 acres for the 401 microbial team, 401 meltdown at microbial team, you get one free field in that 365 program, Corey.
And they sponsor today's listener review, and that's by Corey Zimmerman. Corey spelled the right way. Thank you. This is from TikTok. He says, I enjoy listening to your guys' podcast while at work. So that's perfect time. Yeah, while you're working, listen to us. Get your mind off of it.
There you go. Don't forget to check out BW Fusion at bw-fusion.com. Also, Gearinghoff is head of the class no matter the crops. If you're looking for a new harvesting head, give them a check out. But one of the things about coming back from the Louisville show is trying to dissect all the relationships we made, all the people that we saw, all the great listeners that came up and encouraged us to keep going on. And one of those that we had a lot of fun with, he traveled just as far as we did to hang out. But Huey drove the exact same distance for us to see him when he's 10 miles away from us here at home.
Yep, Huey be cool. I was talking to him down there. I've been putting on a few pounds over the winter, and they've got a sweet lettuce product at nebulum.com grown 8 miles up the road and indoors in Ames. If you guys want to go back, I don't know what episode that was, but back last summer, sometime we had him on.
Yeah. Vertical farming. Yeah.
Yep. So they decided to make a a code for us. Farm, the number 4.
Oh,
Fun.
discount code.
Discount code. Get $10 off your first order at Nebulum. That's nebullam.com. They've got a bunch of good lettuce.
What's the code one more time? I was probably talking over
Farm4Fun.
Farm4Fun with the number 4.
Yeah, so it's actually a fun one. It's not the profit side. So
hey, I like this partners.
So thanks, Huey.
I think we're about ready to have some fun.
There you go. Tanner, who's our guest today?
Oh, this is not my job to tell you who the guest is.
Oh, man, that's right.
This is Corey's job to tell us who the guest is.
On today's spring tease of a Farm4Fun show, we have a Dominican Republic transplant to Iowa. Her goals are to highlight the pork industry and Hispanics' contributions to agriculture. From Southeast Iowa, Mrs. Catherine Marcano Bell, the Latina Farmer USA.
All right.
Wow, that was impressive. Thank you.
That hurts my chest.
That hurts my chest.
I'm getting over a little sickness, and it feels like I got beat in the chest by a baseball bat. But welcome to the show, Catherine. How are you doing?
Thank you, Corey and Tanner, and you.
David.
I love it.
Don't worry. I'm the one. No, you're
It's
all right.
Dave.
That's all right. He gets
That's
it all the
great.
time.
That was perfect.
I do totally remember your name. It's just, language difficulties.
Yep.
We'll
That's
go with that.
right. That's right.
I'm terrible with names, and if you gave me one to remember, I couldn't. I can't imagine being on the other end of the line trying to remember three.
I think Corey did a great job saying your name. I probably wouldn't have done as well.
I'm
So,
glad. Well, she said it before we got on. I'm glad she did because I was going to ask.
He paid attention, and it was perfect. Thank you. Thank you for having me here, guys.
So Corey did a good job of hyping up the introduction, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce our listeners to Catherine?
Well, I'm Catherine Marcano Bell, and I live in Kyoto, Iowa. That's Washington County in Southeast Iowa. And my husband and I, we raise pigs, confinement hogs commercially, and also do row crops, soy and corn.
I got you. So, did you have a tie to agriculture before you moved to Iowa, or did you move to Iowa and that's when you became in agriculture?
We all have some ties to agriculture, whether we realize it or not, by virtue of being from the Dominican Republic. Originally, I will say that it was pretty strong, not at this level, not even close. But no, when I moved to Iowa is when things started rolling and I started to pay more attention and getting to know. I mean, obviously, everything is ag related in this state, everywhere around me. So I'm very curious. And
So you said you were from the Dominican Republic. How old were you when you moved to the United States?
I was 11 years old. That was, if you want to know, 1996.
So was that a family decision or did you come by yourself?
That was a family decision. They just decided that I needed the first few years back in the Dominican Republic. Eventually, we'll join them here, and that's exactly what happened.
So do you have siblings?
Yes, I'm an only child with my mom and dad, and they each have children from other marriages.
Oh, okay.
I got you. So you're on a hog operation. Do you get out in chore boots and go chore the hogs, or is that your husband's part of the job?
It is part of his job, obviously, but that's me. You kind of caught me on a different day, so I don't usually dress up to go inside the pig barn. So
She dressed up for you, Dave.
Just dressed up for us. Yep, that's good.
yes, we'll go with that.
Yes.
So no, we do chores in, I will say, in the springtime and fall time is when he will spend more time on the fields and I will spend more time doing my own thing with the hogs.
Are you guys contract finish?
Yes, we are. And we have an integrator, Brenneman Pork, out of Bowman, Southeast Iowa.
Wean to finish?
No, it's a finishing.
Feeder to finish.
So then when you came to the United States when you were 11, did you come directly to Iowa or did you move around?
I didn't move around, but I moved to New York City. That's where I landed in New York City, Manhattan. So,
Wow, Iowa is a lot different than Manhattan.
I will say so.
So how old were you when you moved to Iowa?
Days after I turned 18.
And then did you move to Iowa for anything in particular or just come to explore the beautiful state that we've got?
That, and I heard the boys here were cute. No, not really. No, yeah, it was different reasons. That school was the primary reason.
Where'd you end up going to school once you got to Iowa?
Cedar Rapids. I went to Mount Mercer University for my undergrad.
Well, should we? That beer's kind of looking kind of good. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, we can give it a taste. It's pink.
Pink beer.
Yeah.
It is pink.
If you can call a beer pink beer.
So this is courtesy of Dahl Distributing. Welcome back to the podcast, Dahl. Sierra Nevada, because it's not Sierra Nevada.
No.
Sierra Nevada, the wild little thing. This is a slightly sour ale.
Have we had this before?
I don't think we've had this one.
I know we've had some Sierra Nevada before. Dave,
Yeah.
It smells like you would like
Well,
it.
Catherine's got a pink mug too. She's probably drinking something pink.
No, it's red for Iowa State.
Go Clones.
Yeah, go
Except
State.
last
Yes.
night. What the heck was that?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Guyana, hibiscus, and strawberry. No, guava, not Guyana.
Better than an
Gotta get
IPA,
closer.
I tell you that.
Guava.
That is pretty good.
It's not bad.
My whole palate's probably changed.
Yep.
That's not as sour as I was expecting it to be.
No, it's a smooth sour.
Guava is not supposed to be sour, guys.
Ah, see? I knew we picked the right one to try today.
Yep.
That's what I'm excited to learn more about, Catherine, from you is the Latino heritage. And I know very little. So is Latino at all a derogatory term?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I would say a lot of people get way too concerned and worry about, am I saying the right thing? Am I, I'm very happy that you asked that question. More people should be that confident and just ask.
When I say Latino, is that the same? Is that the same as Hispanic, or is there a difference between those terms?
Yes, there's a difference. For simplicity, we all like to use sometimes blanket terms, but I will say the main difference between Latino and Hispanic is, number one, Latino is anyone who lives in the Latin America continent, or that is of Latin heritage. One thing that you need to understand is that Latin America is big, vast, and extremely diverse. Spanish is not the only language by far. We also speak Portuguese. Some people speak French. Some people have, depending on the countries, indigenous native languages. For example, in Mexico, Peru. And so being Latino means that you could either be from Brazil, where they speak Portuguese, or you could be even from Haiti, where they speak Creole French, or you could be from Mexico, where they speak obviously Spanish as the main language. But being Hispanic means that you speak Spanish. You're a Spanish parlant, is what they call it. So if you're from Brazil, you're not considered Hispanic, especially if Spanish is not your main language, your native language.
See, I would have
So
thought
it comes down to where your location, and so everyone is Latino, but not everyone is Hispanic.
Got it.
My dad's family came from the Canary Island, Gran Canary Island. You might have heard of them in the news recently because of a big volcano and stuff like that. So Spanish shares a lot with Latin, the language, and that's kind of what it is, of Latin origin.
I actually
So
heard.
if you know anything about the Bible and Catholicism, and Nomine Patris and all of that stuff, there's some Latin influence, language and culture.
So I just heard on the radio, they were talking actually about the volcano news, and they threw out a quick fact that the Canary Islands are not named after the bird. The birds are actually named after the islands. So there you go. That's a little Justin Danger Nunley in there.
Oh,
There
yeah?
you go. So, Catherine, is Spanish your first language then?
Yes.
Because you're very good at English. Do you only know the two, or do you know more than one?
Fluently English and Spanish, and then I can defend myself in a few others.
Nice.
But I wouldn't say that I am as fluent.
Did you know English before you moved here?
Some, yes.
Okay.
I would say the same way with my Spanish, is I can not say at all that I'm fluent, but at least reading it, I can understand what you're typing out or have written down, but I can't speak it. That's
I
not.
can read a menu. I know enough
Right.
to get a drink at
Really?
a bar.
Yes.
I don't know. One time I accidentally changed my Facebook page and everything was in Spanish. And it took me like 2 hours to figure out how to change the language back because I was trying to like, all right, what is settings for Spanish? And then, okay, got it. Now, yeah.
So let's get back to your story. So you're at Mount Mercy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If I can make an interjection there.
Yeah.
My husband will say that he doesn't speak Spanish, and I'm okay with that. I guess I haven't really tried hard at all, but he told me, well, I know everything I need to know. The most important words in Spanish is policía, hospital, dinero,
Uh-huh.
cerveza,
Yeah.
hotel, taxi.
Yeah.
If you know that, you know a lot. Beer, taxi, money, pesos,
Yeah.
I told him, you should probably be able to say you're an American in Spanish.
Yeah. So now let's dive back into where we left off on the timeline for Catherine. So you were at Mount Mercy. I still want to figure out how you ended up on a hog farm. So you got your undergrad. What was the path that you took to being with your husband on a hog farm?
I follow the smell.
Smell of money, huh? Smell of money. I see.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Well, I met him in 2009. And so I was still in school and planning to go to grad school, which I did end up going to. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be in Iowa or elsewhere. And I was like, I can go anywhere. I want to explore and whatnot. Then I met him. And, I think he did some type of like voodoo thing on me because I was hooked. So must be the smell of hogs.
So was he already in hogs before you met him?
Well, he had only been working with hogs for almost 2 years. And so he was fairly new. Before that, his family did cattle or they raised beef. He did not want to continue that when he moved back to Iowa after college. So he decided to just work, in town and whatnot, and then give it a shot at hogs. And when I met him, he had put up a pig barn once. And so then after I came into the picture, we kind of like exploded or expanded.
So how many barns do you guys have now?
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why it's her job, Dave.
The last one that we put up was just 10 months ago. It went up.
So you got in there right before everything went crazy. I mean, it's still high, but man, it's hard to price a hog barn right now. I know some other buddies that have been looking at it. It doesn't cash flow very well.
Indeed. He listened to me, and so I was like, these lumber prices are going crazy. I was paying a lot more attention because we have been wanting to build a home, a house, and we knew that we might be putting another barn, and so that I would say the fall of 2020, I told him we need to lock in lumber prices. And so
Nice. That
we
was
kind
smart.
of did that.
That was very smart.
It's really
Yeah.
smart when you put the
So-
house lumber with the hog barn note. Is that how that works for taxes?
Well, not the house lumber. Unfortunately, no, we did not do that.
Oh,
We should have done that. But no, we didn't. It came down to storage and stuff like that. But we actually ended up doing that again for our house before things kind of went to, south.
Now we got how she got to where she's at now.
mm-hmm.
So that was the path that she took. 11 when she came to the United States, 18 when she came to Iowa, and then met her husband, and they started building their hog empire together.
Empire.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We met in 2000. I know exactly when we met. January 2009. 2009. It was on the 23rd, I believe.
A beautiful snowy day.
See, women always remember that stuff.
That's funny. What drew our attention to reaching out to you to see if you wanted to be a guest, and we appreciate your patience because we originally talked to you a long time ago to have you on.
To July 2020.
Yes. So put that into perspective, listeners.
We got a lot of people like that. It's crazy. It is crazy. We need more shows.
So we did that because you have a unique perspective or a unique mission for what you are doing with your social media, correct?
Yes.
What is your goal? Because obviously we use social media for entertainment and sharing the news of the podcast. But what is your goal on Twitter and Instagram?
And when you met me, I was a lot more active, I feel. And I've been fine tuning exactly what I want to focus on. But yes, my goal is to be who I am, normal, show my experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the not so, I would say, Instagram ready, filter, shots type deal. Just show you what goes on a hog farm and the way I see it through my eyes. I consider myself an outsider, still are, and I definitely see things differently than my husband in many regards. And so I like to share that experience. Also, I like the fact that Hispanics, Latinos, immigrants in general work very hard and they contribute a lot. We contribute a lot to agriculture in one way or another. And so it's always good to highlight those people that we don't really think much about because they're not necessarily, in the national advertisements and marketing campaigns and stuff like that. But it's just nice to show, like, hey, you can come here from nothing or change paths and work in agriculture, and it's so diverse. You can be doing a lot of things. It's not just one thing or the other. All the way from the strawberry picking fields in California to being a vet, working with livestock, or boots on the ground,
So
being a manager or being an owner. So those type of things. And then the other side of that is also I take whenever I have a chance to train and learn some new skills or information. I also try to translate that and convey that to my following, mostly on Instagram, and present that information in Spanish and just roll with it.
Yeah, that's the hard part is when I looked at your Instagram, I can't, like I said, I can kind of read, but there's a couple of your posts where I had to highlight, copy, and paste, put it into Google, and ask it to translate for me. So that's a unique approach.
Yeah.
Been doing this for several years now on the social media, and you said you've kind of slowed down a little bit, but do you feel like you've gotten anywhere, with, you said you felt like an outsider. Do you feel like less of an outsider now?
I think that the older I get and the more confidence I gain doing what I'm doing, those things don't matter as much. Yes, sometimes you do feel like an outsider, but I will say that for the first time in a long time, I feel more relaxed, at ease. I'm okay as far as I belong here and there and everywhere. And I actually think I like that better.
Nice. Guys, let's take a little break here quick and grab our second beer from Dahl Distributing. It's another Sierra Nevada beer. Corey, which one is this one?
This is the Big Little Thing IPA. We've had the Hazy Little Thing.
The Big Little Thing.
That's kind of an oxymoron. 9% alcohol.
Ooh, I like this one.
Wow. Smacks you in the mouth.
That is full.
Smacks you in the mouth is exactly where I was going with it. Nope.
That's good.
I like it.
And it's an Imperial IPA.
It is definitely royal. Is that what Imperial would be?
I guess.
I guess. So when I'm thinking of Dominican Republic, I think of vacation if you're in the United States. Good. So do you think of Dominican Republic to go on vacation, or is it just home?
It's both.
It's both.
I actually do think of it as vacation. It's a very fun place. There's a lot of things to do and a lot of places to go, and it's relatively safe. So yeah, that would be that's nearby, within a reasonable distance to the United States. That is my top number one choice.
So do you still have family in the Dominican Republic that you could visit?
Oh yes. At least half my family's there.
Wow. Are they involved in agriculture in the Dominican Republic?
Some are, some they're not immediate family. Some are or were major hog producers in the country. Unfortunately, with the African swine fever breaking in the Dominican Republic last year, that's presenting a lot of challenges to the country.
Is swine the main agricultural product of the Dominican Republic, or what is their agricultural portfolio look like?
So the island is extremely self-sustaining, or it has been extremely self-sustaining as far as providing, raising, growing their own crops and providing for meats and poultry and stuff like that. I would say roots, vegetables, plantain, yuca, poultry, pork. Those will be the main things. And depending on where you are on the island, obviously fish.
Right.
When we took vacation there, oh gosh, it's probably been 5 or 6 years. It was the Mama Wana was the drink of choice that they all made us get, and I think I still got a bottle in my.
Mama,
Is that like a tourist thing, or is that actually a drink from the Dominican?
I'm guessing tourist.
I'm guessing so too. That's a.
No, it's not a tourist thing. I'm laughing and I'm tearing up because I'm remembering my last experience with it.
oh really?
Is that good or bad? Because I've had both of those types. Tequila was a bad one for me.
What the heck?
Let's put it this way: it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Instagram worthy then. Yeah.
see that tear jerking?
No.
Nope.
The Mama Wana is a concoction that is made by combining rum, red wine, and honey, and then allowing that mixture to soak in with tree bark
Yeah,
and
it's got
herbs.
wood in it.
Yes.
It's got some wood in it.
Yeah.
Tastes similar to port or amaro, but unlike those fabled beverages, Mama Wana promises those who consume it all sorts of incredible benefits, including sexual potency, which has given the drink its nickname Liquid Viagra.
Oh, my.
You didn't even know that was the deal.
When did you have your kids? Wait a minute.
Yeah. She's
Hence
got
the
it.
wood, the bark, and all that stuff.
I'll bring my bottle in for the next time we record.
That is just what we
Just sit
need.
here with the little blue pills.
That's not the kind
And
of
the best way to enjoy it,
yeah.
and the best way to enjoy a Mama Juana is with a coiba, which is a hand rolled cigar native to the Dominican Republic. And
Yes.
yeah,
I don't think that's the Farm for Fun that we're looking at having on this podcast.
Farm Talk next,
no, feel
4.0.
feel free to edit this out.
No.
This
This is what makes it good.
This is exactly right. But so that's neat that you have ties to agriculture in the Dominican Republic and are in agriculture in Iowa. But there's a lot of stereotypes around agriculture in the extreme fashions to where ag is considered a very accepting community. But then you look at clear on the flip side, and there's parts of agriculture that are not very accepting, whether that's of a neighbor because it's competitive or because it's of a gender or a race or a heritage. When you go about thinking through wanting to promote what Latinos contribute to agriculture, do you see that as a barrier?
Perhaps at the beginning, and I will attribute that a lot also to my lack of understanding at the time. Now, in a way, let me shift focus in here. As an insider now, I see it both ways. On social media and on my personal relations and throughout the industry, both within Latin America and here in the United States, I'm no longer just raising awareness about Latinos' contribution, but I find myself raising awareness to Latinos, Hispanics about a lot of misconceptions about what's our role in the United States, and also to take down stereotypes that we ourselves have come to believe that we're just, working fields and doing these and low paying jobs. I don't think that's necessarily the truth anymore. We have made so much progress. So I'm finding myself almost doing a lot more awareness in education towards Hispanics and Latinos, so we all know, like, hey, this is actually our contribution. We have people that are doing this. We have women that are farming and succeeding, and we need to see more of that. That's what we're not seeing. We do know that agriculture relies a lot on immigrant labor, but let's show the leaders. Let's show those mavericks, people who are renaming and changing the face, or what the face of agriculture is supposed to look like.
Right.
And so, in a way, it's kind of like empowering. Like, you can do it too. You can.
So we know that social media is a good way to do this, and you're using that. Are you using any other ways to promote that? Are you getting involved in like Farm Bureau or politics or anything like that to help your voice?
Not really, but overseas I am. So I do a lot of webinars, meetings. I belong to a couple of organizations and groups. And so I have my group of people that I'm in constant communication, if not daily, quite often, on all sorts of different type of situations that affect agriculture and intertwine, whether it's in the Dominican Republic, Latin America, or in the United States.
Do you think that's going to be held down there, or do you think there'll be a time that it actually gets to the United States?
The way I see it is that we need to prepare for Africa, for the possibility of African swine fever coming to the United States. It will be naive and a mistake to talk in terms of if ASF hits the United States. Not trying to be pessimistic, but a realist. It is not about if it comes to the United States. It's a matter of when it comes to the United States or North America. Quite frankly, it might make it to some country in South America first. And you know what? The continents are
Connected.
attached.
Yeah.
South America, North America,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of mobility of people and a lot of commerce. So I'm very confident on the measures that we have right now that are in place. However, to not prepare for the best, but also expect the unexpected,
Right.
in a way the worst, would be naive.
Yeah.
What do you think the best way to be prepared? Because that's going to come with, essentially just a lot of death, right? Just a lot of pigs that aren't going to make it. So is that the biggest thing, is trying to figure out what to do with that? Or, I guess I'm a little naive to that. Even I shouldn't be as a pig farmer.
No, it is a very complex subject. There's so many things. And by the way, if you go to pork.org, there's just so many great resources. Iowa Pork State Organization for pig farmers that the public and pig farmers can turn to for education and more information on the subject. I will say that death, obviously, of the animals is a big deal, and it could be a logistical nightmare if you're not prepared or if you do not have an idea of what to do. It could affect people differently depending on whether you're 100% independent pig farmer, or if you rely on an integrator, if you're a contract farmer. It depends on your own situation and how that will hit you if it does happen at your farm. Also, I would say, aside from the animal death, which will be the number one worrisome thing, it will paralyze commerce. It will be a huge financial hit for everybody, not just big farmers, but the entire supply chain and just mobility for commerce and food prices, etc. Also, it could put a lot of people out of the business,
Right.
a lot of young farmers. So it's one of those things that it helps knowing about it and at least not ignore it. Maybe thinking of a plan B if you're not thinking about it, or if you haven't planned. And don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Diversify if you can.
She just said eggs. We just had news reported our first case of bird flu in the state of Iowa. I think I saw that came across KCCI. And that's also another animal disease that is crippling to an industry that would help with having diversification. But when you look, Catherine, at the way you and your husband are raising hogs here in Iowa, how does that compare to the way hogs are raised in the Dominican Republic?
Growing up, it was a different practice. I would say within the last 20 years, 15 years, things have modernized quite a lot in the country. And so we are seeing a lot of hog operations like ours. They tend to be wing to finish and also have their own cows for breeding. And they're doing confinements. Some of them are confinements, just like you will find here in Iowa. Others are confinements, but not quite as confined. I would say you still have primarily a lot of backyard chicken farms or hog farms, but with this crisis with African swine fever that's facing out rapidly,
Yeah.
they're cracking down on that because people are becoming more aware about when it comes to biosecurity. You know, a lot of people over there, especially, they have to get out of the business and they won't be able to get back in it anytime soon. So things have changed a lot. They have gotten better. Unfortunately, this hit, but if we know anything about ASF, is that it does not discriminate.
Right. Well, let's dive into this last beer, Corey.
Yep.
This is another Sierra Nevada beer from Dahl Distributing. This one is called the Sunny Little Thing. So we had the Wild Little Thing,
How many little things they got?
the Big Little Thing, and now we have the Sunny Little Thing. This is a
Ooh.
citrus, not a citrus, a citrus wheat ale.
That sounds lovely.
It's
Does it have this
kinda like
orangey taste?
It does.
yeah, it's kind of like a summer shandy type.
It's a very orangey summer shandy. It is. It is
I
definitely.
do like those ales
Yeah.
with that orangey undertone, and
You're gonna have to talk Tanner into sending you some.
Yes, I might have to send some your way. But this is probably my favorite. I like
Yeah.
the Big Little Thing, but this citrus wheat ale.
Yeah, I could sip on that on the pontoon boat. Yeah.
I like the way you think.
So what's next for you guys? You gonna put up more hog barns or expand into something else, or what are you thinking?
There are plans. I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to be hog barns, but there are plans that I am exploring
Okay.
and that I'm excited about.
So you're
But
like,
I do have some stuff on the works
so you're the dreamer
that I'm working on
in
quietly.
the operation. You're the dreamer in the operation, coming up with all the new plans.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Every dreamer needs an organizer, and so
Yep.
Brandon is very good at being an organizer and putting things into work, taking the dream into making it into reality and stuff
Right.
like that.
Perfect.
I've got a couple random questions before we wrap it up. Do you wear your AirPods in the barn?
I have separate. If I am going to be wearing them, each barn will have. I will have a spare for each barn that stays there. So somebody.
Oh, nice. Do you have you ever lost any into the pits?
Well, there was this one time that I needed to go really bad, so I just dropped down and went to business. And
Yeah.
not only did I lose them, I also lost my brand new cell phone. So you know, it might have happened more than one occasion. But you know, it's just these cultural things are not friendly, and if you have to go, you have to go.
So
Sometimes.
we're on TikTok, and every time I put a video up on TikTok with my AirPods in the barns, people just like jump on me and they're like, "How could you wear those in the barns? Like you're gonna drop them in the
They're
pits?"
fancy. Can you
And
blame them?
well, I said it's the cost of
I
doing
don't wear
business.
AirPods. I don't have Apple
Okay.
stuff.
I said it's the
So
cost
these
of
are
doing
like
business.
knockoff. These are knockoff, and I just have a Galaxy with an Android system because it's more compatible with our system that we use for the farm.
Yeah.
I was close one time. I was vaccinating and I had a mask on and I popped it off and the little string caught one of my AirPods and popped it off. and it landed like just a half an inch from the edge of a slat. Like, it's so lucky. But I guess if I lose them, I'm prepared to buy another set.
It's on you.
Yep.
That's right.
I think so. I got
I
2
love
sets
how-
now. I think I'm going to do one where I accidentally lose one of the sets because it's already junk.
So I like to wear these fitness watch, and if I leave when I leave my phone in the office,
Now,
if someone calls or whatever, I can just answer
Yep.
to my watch.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of in health.
She
Yeah, that's very helpful.
she might have already answered the question that we normally ask at the end of the show.
I got one more though. Do you have a favorite authentic food that you like to eat or prepare from the Dominican?
That's harsh. Gosh, I like mofongo with pork belly.
Mofongo.
Mofongo.
What is that?
Mofongo is a traditional dish, Dominican dish, and if you give me 1 second, I will show you here something real quick.
So I got it pulled up on the computer. It is spelled just like it sounds. Mofongo. The Dominican mofongo. Fried plantain.
Well, I have a small. I don't have a plantain, but I'm going to show you because it looks like,
Yeah.
So plantain, and then this is a smaller one, but it's prepared in something like this.
Okay.
And this is real good, gorgeous.
It's like a
made
pill
in the
crusher.
Dominican Republic.
To our
A
listener,
pill crusher. No.
it looks like
But and so yeah, and you can serve it. You can make this delicious dish and serve it with shrimp scampi or pork belly or your favorite thing, and you can fancy it up or just show it down like a good old Dominican gal, and it's fun. And obviously, you want to have it with rum or Presidente, which is
El Presidente.
the local popular beer.
Yeah.
yes. So it is plantains are picked green, fried, and mashed with salt, garlic, in broth, olive oil, and then that is a wooden. How do you say that? Pilon.
Pilon.
Pilon. Look at that. I'm pretty close. So to describe what the pilon is not a pill crusher like Corey said. However, it is wooden and looks like a chalice, right?
Yeah.
What's a chalice? You think our listeners know what a chalice is?
Uh,
I don't know what a chalice is. What the heck's a chalice? It looks like a cup and a
Well,
miniature
if you ever
baseball
need to
bat. It's a wooden cup with a miniature baseball bat, listeners. That's what it looks like.
Right. I think that he probably is into Archaic Greek mythology.
yes. No, that there you go.
It looks.
No?
I want to try it. I'm looking at Tanner's computer and I'm looking at the pictures and it looks good.
It looks.
Well, you know what, guys? We can have a tasting
Yes.
session in person where I come and just bring you guys a whole assemble.
Oh, that sounds
Or
good.
who knows, maybe next year when this house is done, you guys can come and join us in my brand new kitchen and we can cook mofongo.
So it might be off topic, but does queso dip come from Mexico or from like Latin America?
It's just melted cheese.
Cheese
I
comes from
know
Wisconsin.
that
Oh wait.
I would say Mexico, but I'm not exactly sure. I know that it's not from the Dominican Republic, and I'm pretty sure that it's not Cuba or Puerto Rico either.
Queso makes everything better.
So
I'm not going to disagree with you.
queso with bacon makes everything better.
Oh,
I never thought of that.
That sounds amazing.
that
actually.
would
Farm
be
Talk Kitchen coming to you
great.
here.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yes, and there's an art to it. I'm not saying that I'm artsy or anything like that, but if you don't mind experimenting and trying new things, you can come out with some pretty wild recipes that are really, really
Well, that
good.
is
You can always make it yours, but yeah.
that is certainly what we did with this episode. We experimented and have never done anything connecting with somebody from the Latino heritage, from that culture. And I would say this is probably our first true guest, besides having Corey on the podcast, that is a hog producer.
Probably.
Chuck Weldon's got pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really nice to put a focus on where the pork industry is, what we might see coming as a threat with African swine fever, but then also kind of learn a little bit about the Latino heritage as we put this episode together. But each of our guests gets asked the same question. What do you know now that you wish you would have known sooner? And it can't be that don't leave your phone in your pocket when you go into the hog barn because it'll fall into the pit. So now you leave it in the office. We've already taken that one.
Yeah.
But listeners, thank you for sticking around with us on this podcast, a Farm for Fun episode. Next week will be a Farm for Profit episode. Don't forget to check out BW Fusion at bw-fusion.com or Gearinghoff at gearinghoff.com. Thank you to our proud partners. And special sneak in one here with Nebulum.
Yep.
Farm4Fun. Go get you some lettuce.
$10 off your first order.
And Tanner, I don't know if we've ever said it, but you know, if you're listening and you got a product that you want our other listeners to a week to listen to, well, give us a call.
Yeah, reach out, Farm4Profit LLC at gmail.com. But yes, Catherine, what do you know now that you wish you would have known sooner?
Well, I wish if I would have listened to my mother-in-law and taken her seriously when she told me, honey, don't be so quick to please and help. The minute you start learning how to drive machinery and do certain jobs, you get stopped doing them. And you get asked to do it all the time.
Oh, that's not where I thought that was going.
I wish if I would have done a better job at crashing the ski loader, the lawnmower, and the occasional tractor, you know, in the ditch. But I still get asked, so.
Here, Tanner, I thought the one thing she knows now that she didn't know earlier was that my name's Dave, and I figured she was going to throw that out. Like, yeah, I know Dave now.
I was leaving the best for last.
Yeah, that's for sure. No, we're good.
You know, I was just going to leave the best for last. It was going to be a surprise, but you took that away from me.
I like her. I like her. It's way.
Catherine, how can people follow you on social media? Where can they find you?
Google me. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. And I just recently opened a TikTok, but I have not done any video.
Welcome.
Any videos yet.
Welcome to the family. Look us up.
I will have to do that.
Yes.
And
absolutely. So, Catherine, we appreciate your patience in waiting for the right opportunity to jump on the podcast. We certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang out with us. Listeners, we also appreciate you tuning in and hanging out. So until next time, have a good one.
thank you, Tanner and Dave and Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you guys again in person.
I want some of that homemade stuff.
You want Mama Juana?
The Mofongo.
I'll even have the Mama Juana, but you guys are going to have to come to Kyoto.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a great party. We'll have some Mama Juana and some Mofongo.
I'll bring the Mama Juana.
Bacon queso. Yeah.
And some bacon queso.
No, I'll bring the Mama Juana. You can bring yours, but I'm going to show you the.
You got the real stuff?
Uh-huh.
Can you make it?
Well, I don't know if it's the real stuff, but it is the stuff that tourists don't get their hand on usually.
Okay.
See, every family typically have their own recipe, and so my family is no different.
Wow.
So you make it yourself?
Yeah.
My grandma does.
Really? Can we just put an order in for some?
You can have a tasting and see what you think.
All right.
I like it. Awesome. This was a pleasure. We appreciate it again. Listeners, we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.